Here come the boom. Look who just stepped in the room. Got soldiers in every direction. As long as they stepping in tone. I been all black with the groom. Watching Babylon fall to doom. Lord, know I'm ready, and I know that you know that her love is deadly, but I am immune. These niggas talking rude to whom? That's a spot, you'll be moving soon, and you'll be leaving shortly. Still fucking with them agents, yeah, they still enforcement. Got a whole lot of zeal, I can't get it off me. Plus I'm winning like I got a blue ribbon on me. He ain't want what, bitch, I'm begging for it. See, I knew these niggas like to do that pillow talking, so that's why I bought a Glock to the summer party. That brotherhood and weapon got it. If it ain't one much, nigga, had occasions, but it's on now. So your speculation, bitch, I'm thrown down. And if you want a conversation, set his zone down. Nigga, what he say, I ain't hear him, I done zoned down. Can't walk this walk. It's a low mouth from 44. These niggas never listen, so I listen. I'm a rebel, better be careful if you ever see my stepping in my mouth. Cause it ain't no pain, no stain, no lane. I'm playing twisted metal with his ass. Got it on the gun. I just began to it pretty much. Your brotherhood and weapon gotta keep it in the clutch. Revenge to my main bitch, I think I got a crush. And she know that I got some sick shit inside me. But you know I.S.U.P.K versus everybody. Got the job through the buttons like he Teddy Riley. Now I race through the track like a Ricky Bobby. Got it off the dust. I just began to it pretty much. Your brotherhood and weapon gotta keep it in the clutch. Gotta keep it with me, it's a must. Got it off the dust. I just began to it pretty much. Your brotherhood and weapon gotta keep it in the cut. If it ain't one worse, nigga, hot. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. All right, it's the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA. It is Monday, the history breakdown class, where we break it down line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little. We are in Genesis chapter 42. You understand? We almost done with the book. You know what I'm saying? Basically, it's a huge famine in the land. Joseph has been made the number 2 man, you understand, under Pharaoh. And everything that has been taken away from him has been given back to him. The Lord remembered him. You understand? He went through hell and landed in heaven, or at least so he thought. But understand, you'll never rise above the status quo of your people. The Lord will put you in position, you understand, and you thinking he's like, yeah, I mean, like he said, you know, he made me forget, you know what I'm saying, the iniquity, you know what I'm saying, from my father's house. Because basically he thought that his family had abandoned him. You know what I'm saying? No one came looking for him. You know, he's been all alone. He went from being a prince to being sold into slavery, you understand, being lied on. He rose up as being a slave to being number 2 in his master's house, you know what I'm saying? Then the master's wife lied on him. He got thrown into prison. Like that boy, we know for sure more than likely he'd probably been in there for 5 years. He'd been in prison for 5 years. You know what I'm saying? And then Pharaoh called him up out of there. He interpreted his dream, and now he the number 2 man in the land. You understand? And then lo and behold, as soon as he say the Lord has made me forget, you know what I'm saying, the woes from my father's house, who pops up? His brothers. You understand? And that's what we're about to find out right now. You understand? The moment that you think that your blessing is strictly for you, the Lord is going to show you that it was never for you. The Lord was putting you in position for your people. And if you can't be who your people need, the Lord will remove you and raise up another. You understand? All right. So let's jump straight into it. Genesis chapter 42 and 1.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 42, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when Jacob saw that there was corn in Egypt, Jacob said unto his sons, why do ye look one upon another? Verse 2. And he said, behold, I have heard that there is corn in Egypt. Get you down thither and buy for us from thence.
All right. So first thing that you got to understand is is that the Lord will always make provisions for the righteous, right? Give me Psalms 33 and 18. Like when you're doing the right thing, all you got to do is ask the Lord. You understand? The Lord knows what you need. The Lord knows what you require for sustenance. He knows what you require to survive. He knows what you require to live. He even knows what you require, like what you want, your desires. You understand? But before you can even get to a want, you have to do what's the necessity, what's the need, and that's keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Go ahead. Psalms 33 and 18.
Psalms chapter 33, verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
And behold, the eye of the Lord is upon them that fear him, them that hope.
Hold on. What's the first part? It says the eye of the Lord is upon those that do what?
Fear him.
You understand? Before the Lord will do anything for you, you have to do what?
Fear him.
Right? Now, most people are like, why I gotta fear the Lord? If he's supposed to be my God, why do I have to fear him? What does fear mean? What does it mean to fear?
Or you won't cross. You obey.
What's another word for that?
Respect.
What?
Respect.
Give that brother a hand. You know what I'm saying? So it's about reverence, right? You know, like you won't cross your father. You understand? You won't cross your mother. You won't cross your grandmother. You know what I'm saying? You won't cross your grandfather. Why? Because you respect them. You understand? You have honor. You have reverence for them, right? So in this state in America, seeing that, you know, Rod Smith is at an all-time high. You understand? It's in everything. You understand? It's in children's books. You understand? It's on television. It's in movies. You understand? It's in commercials. It's in billboards. You understand? And for this to be a quote unquote God fearing nation, because on the back of the dollar it says, "In God we trust." Do they trust the Lord? They can't. You know what I'm saying? Because it shows you that this nation has no respect for the Lord because they do everything contrary to the will, right? But in order for the Lord to watch over you, first and foremost, you have to respect the Lord, right? That fear is an old Quaker way. Like if we looked up the etymology from the Hebrew word there for fear, it's going to talk about reverence, respect, honor, right? Keep reading.
Upon them that hope in his mercy. That's in 18.
You're going to read it 22.
Come. Verse 19. To deliver their souls, their soul from death, and to keep them alive in famine.
Now, did it say that you gonna have $1 million? Did it even say that you're gonna have $100,000? Right? What did it guarantee?
To keep you alive in famine.
Right, and to keep your soul from death. Right. So, I mean, hell, like we was talking about earlier, That might be Hood, you know what I'm saying? Getting the spot through Hood, you know what I'm saying? And shoot, for the first couple of months, we rice and beans and rice, sleeping on beanies and pallets on the floor. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? You got shelter. You know what I'm saying? You got sustenance. You know what I'm saying? It may not be, a Tempur-Pedic mattress, but it's somewhere to lay your head. You understand? All the Lord promises you is to keep you so that you don't die. It's too often that our people think the Lord as some type of metaphysical genie, right? It don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? You got to think of it, most of us had parents, you know what I'm saying, that were, somewhat in our lives. You feel me? You got to think of it like, when you were 16 and you wanted a car, right? Did your parents just give you a car? No, 9 times out of 10, you had to prove yourself to be trustworthy. And they were lining up 16 years of your actions lined up into one decision. Are you responsible? You know what I'm saying? Will you be accountable? You know what I'm saying? Like, will you respect the provision that's given to you? You know what I'm saying? Will you follow the rules? Like, they take all these things into account. So when you come to your parents and be like, I want a car, right? 9 times out of 10, and be like, they're not gonna give it to you, they're gonna make you go to work for it. Whatever that grunt work is, whether it's, like me, my parents said, if you want a car, I tell you what, you get you a job, whatever you save will match. You know what I'm saying? And what that did was that made me appreciate my vehicle. I didn't just treat it any kind of way because I had to work really, really, really hard for this car. Even though, it was a clunker. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? It was my clunker. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with the Lord. You gotta build up credit with the Lord, right? Okay. He didn't succumb to whores, right? He didn't succumb to drugs. Okay. He's been keeping the feast days. He's volunteering at the school. You know what I'm saying? He's doing ministry work. He put his life on the line in the mission to Acuna. You understand? You stacking up credit with the Lord. So when it comes time to ask the Lord and make a request, you know what I'm saying, unto the Lord, he'll be more likened to hear you versus somebody that's out here doing whatever the hell and then like, hey Lord, I promise, if you give me this job, I promise I'm gonna stop smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? But as soon as you get that job, what you do to celebrate? Go buy you a dime sack, a dub sack. I don't even think they sell dime sacks no more. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So that's the first thing that you're gonna do. You're gonna dishonor the Lord. And what's gonna happen as soon as you dishonor the Lord, you're gonna lose that job. Because guess what? You're gonna show up to work, randoms. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord showed mercy upon you and you spit in his face. So guess what? It's an eye for an eye, doc. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord's promise to you is that he will keep you in famine. But the first thing that you have to do to make it through those hard times is respect and honor the Lord. And that is what Jacob has been doing because he had the example from Abraham and Isaac. And that's for doggone sure what Joseph's been doing. And that's why he's been kept from being kidnapped, through being a slave, to even being thrown in prison. That's why the Lord has kept him. Because he's, at this point, he went from 19 to 30 years old living a famine life. All right. You understand? Keep reading.
Verse 20. Our soul waiteth for the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
He is our help and our shield.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 21. For our heart shall rejoice in him, because we have trusted in his holy name.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 22. Let thy mercy, O Lord, be upon us according as we hope in thee.
You understand? So, what's the purpose of the law, statutes, and commandments?
To keep you alive. Follow.
Say that one more time.
To keep you alive. To follow. Follow so you don't die.
Okay. So, if you know by you keeping the law, statutes, and commandments that it'll keep you alive, what does that give you? In situations where you know your back is against the wall.
Oh, hope.
Hope. Right? By keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. And what's another word for hope?
Faith.
Yes. Give that brother a hand. Give that brother a hand. You know what I'm saying? By keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, it builds faith in you. Because you can talk to the Lord like, Father, in your word, you said if I do this, you'll do this. Father, I need you. Like, my back is against the wall. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I need your help. That's how Moses talked to the Lord on Mount Sinai when the Lord wanted to wipe out all the children of Israel and start over with Moses. It was going to be Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and Moses. We was going to be the Mosheites. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? But he pleaded to the Lord and made the Lord remember his promise to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You understand that their seed will be here. You understand? So when you're doing the right thing, you can talk like that to the Lord. You understand? But that's why people are always praying in supplication, you know, and begging. They're not asking, they're begging, right? Because beggars need mercy, right? Children get favor. When you walk as a child as the Most High God, you have favor with the Lord. You understand? You know that he's constantly watching over you. Shoot, he got armed guard on you 24/7, 365. There's an angel to your left and to your right. You understand? Like, you may not be able to see him, but them demons on them people, you know what I'm saying, that's trying to come at you, oh, they see him. You know what I'm saying? And they move around. And you won't even know why your partner stopped calling you. You won't even know why your homegirl stopped coming around. You understand? You won't even know why your mama and your daddy or your aunties, your uncles, your brothers and sisters, you don't know why they stopped inviting you over for cookouts and stuff. You understand? It's because the spirit recognized the spirit. What's the old saying? Birds of a feather what?
Flock together.
Flock together. You know what I'm saying? In scripture, it says, can two walk unless they agree? Hell no. So if you're not in the same spirit as them, y'all gonna be separated. You understand? All right. Give me the book of Job, chapter Aaron, you give me that. Give me Job 36 and 7, and Yakubah, since you already in Psalms, give me 32 and 8. All right. Yeah, give me Job 36 and 7. Give All right. Let me know if y'all got video. Let me see if y'all got video. Tell me if y'all got video in the chat. The video came back up. Yeah. We back up. All right, cool. All right. We back. All right. Little technical difficulty. All right. All right. So give me what I asked for in Job, Aaron.
This is the book of Job, chapter 36, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
He withdraweth not his eyes from the righteous, but with kings are they on the throne.
All right. So the scripture says that he withdraws not his eyes from the righteous, right? So understand this, right? It's gonna get hard, right? It's not a matter of if, it's when. You know what I'm saying? Every point that you evolve to, it's going to be an equivalent test that is going to test your grit and test your will, because the Lord is constantly watching you. Because what we always say, right? It's either a what or a what. It's either a test or a punishment, right? Like a lot of brothers be like, man, I want rank. You know what I'm saying? I want to be a 500. I want to be 1,000. I want to be a 5,000. I want to be a captain. I want to be a general. You need to be careful what you ask for, because with each rank, there is a lot of requirement for it. There's a lot of weight that comes with that rank. There's a lot of responsibility that comes with being that rank, right? The reason why most Christians are okay with being Gentiles versus being the children of Israel, because they know with Gentiles, hey, I can be a heathen. The Lord gonna forgive me anyway. But if you consider yourself a child of the Most High God, a children of Israel, you just can't act any kind of way. You can't carry yourself any kind of way. You understand? It comes with accountability, right? And in order for the Lord to watch you, you got to be accountable at all times. You understand? And that's not easy. It's probably the hardest. Like, your mind be stressed out all the time because you be wanting to slap somebody. You know what I'm saying? You be wanting to cuss somebody out. You know what I'm saying? You be wanting to get off work, roll up, put that effort in your system. You know what I'm saying? But you have to fight against your desires. Does anybody know what that's called according to the book of Revelations? When you fight against your desires, anybody know what that's called? Anybody in the chat know what it's called? Furnace of affliction. No, it's not the furnace. Somebody said they don't got no sound. Hey, check and see if the sound is up. No, that's good. Yeah, soundboard good. We got sound. All right, cool. All right. But it's called the first death, right? Right. The first death is you killing yourself, right? Most people don't understand, to be in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, you got to have bodies, bro. You got to have a body on you to get up in here. You understand? And that body that you got to have on you to get down in here, you got to kill yourself daily. You understand? You got to kill yourself daily. And that is hard. But eventually it'll get easy, because your spirit will mature. You understand? And you'll be able to overpower your flesh very easily. And then you'll be like what it says. You'll be like a king. A king can handle any weight, any matter. But you got to crawl before you can walk. You got to walk before you can run. You got to run before you can sprint. But it still takes an initial step. All right, give me what I asked for in Psalms.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 32, verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
I will instruct thee and teach thee in the way which thou shalt go. I will guide
So
thee.
what? So all right. So what is the way? Oh, start it over. Start it over one more time.
I will instruct thee.
He will do what?
Instruct thee.
All right. So instruction is what?
Give you the information of what you're supposed to be doing.
You have to, before you can do anything, you have to first be what?
Told.
Taught.
Taught.
Right? You can't just jump off the porch. I know when you see the brothers of I.S.U.P.K out there on the street corner and we be battling, or you see Captain Zariak, you know, he having these debates. I know we make it look easy, but we're trained professionals. You have to be taught to do this. You understand? I know you eager to get out there on the corner, but the people that are out there on the corner, people that have been speaking, they put their brick in. You have to be taught. Keep reading.
And teach thee.
You said in what?
And teach thee.
Mm-hmm.
In the way which thou shalt go.
Mm-hmm.
I will guide thee with mine eyes.
With his what?
With mine eye.
You understand? So the Lord is watching every step that you're making like a child. You understand? Like I'll be watching videos on Instagram of how parents have like supernatural sixth sense of when their child about to be in danger. Like one dude, they were playing with the ball with their kid, and he turned and his kid went to run, and the kid tripped, and he was about to hit his head on the side of the table. He threw the pillow from behind him, and it landed in between the child and the doggone table. You understand? That's the Lord. Like when you doing everything that the Lord asks you to do, when he see that end corner of that table coming, he gonna, now they ain't saying that you ain't gonna hit it. You understand? You gonna feel the impact, but you're not gonna die. Because the Lord promised that you won't die during famine. He didn't say that you wasn't gonna experience famine. He said that you would not die. All right, keep reading.
Okay. Verse 9. Be ye not as the horse, or as the mule.
I'm sorry. Go to 34 and 15, and then Aaron, give me 1 Peter 3 and 12.
Okay. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 34, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
The eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous,
Mm-hmm.
and his ears are upon their cry.
So, in order for the Lord to first and foremost, all right. So, what's the first rule in order for the Lord to watch over you? You got to do what?
Follow the law, statutes, man.
Which is considered what?
Listening and obeying and respecting.
That part. You know what I'm saying? Respect, because it said the first rule is that you got to fear the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So, the first thing that you got to do is honor and respect the Lord. You can do that by keeping
the law, statutes, commandments.
All right. And then it said what? Read that again.
The eye of the Lord are upon the righteous,
Mm-hmm.
and his ears are unto their cry.
You understand? So in order for the Lord to watch you, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like a coach on a little league football team. You know, we got all these parents like, yeah, my child the one. You know, the coach would be like, yeah, I done heard that before. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, every parent child is the one. You know what I'm saying? But while they at practice, you know, they watching the kids practice, he be like, okay, all right, he got some footwork. You know what I'm saying? Okay, he got some strength. You know, and then you know you got one that you thought was weak. Okay, that boy showed some courage in the nutcracker. You know what I'm saying? We all anybody that play football know what the nutcracker is. You know what I'm saying? When you go heads up. Put the men in the boys, separate the men from the boys. You understand? But all of these are to test your grit. You understand? And that's what the Lord's doing. In each little situation that he puts you in, each little stunt or each little scheme that he puts you in is to see how you gonna act. I know I know that the person that you going up against on the other side of the line on the defense, I know he twice your size. But just follow the play. Because you ain't even realizing I'm calling the play for the tight end to pull from the other side to help you knock him on his butt. But you gotta follow the play. I know the other team big. You know, they big for some sixth graders. I understand. They look like they in the ninth grade. You understand? But shoot, that's how David felt when he went up against Goliath. Because Goliath was Goliath was the youngest of his brothers. You understand? And they were giants in the land. But we were the underdog. Everybody was scared, but David. Was David the strongest of his brothers? No. You know what I'm saying? Was he the fastest of his brothers? No. But he had the most courage because he had the most what? Faith. He walked up in there. He was like, who is this uncircumcised Philistine and think he can talk to the sons of God as such? Have y'all forgotten who y'all are? Have y'all forgotten what our Father said? I mean, is any of y'all unclean? They all looking to, no, I ain't unclean. You unclean? No, I ain't unclean. You know what I'm saying? Any of y'all sin? No, I ain't sin. You ain't sin? No, I ain't sin. You sin? No, I ain't sin. So what y'all scared of? Let's go. See, y'all looking at the exterior facade of the opposition. Yeah, they might have a couple of mansions. They might have a couple of militaries. You know what I'm saying? They might have a couple of squadrons. They might have some fighter jets, right? But you have the thing that no one can see. See, the Lord gonna be like when the Lord come back, he gonna be like Elijah. Lord, take the veil off their eyes so they can see what's rolling with them. And then when you look, you see 20 million chariots and angels around you. You gonna be like, who do we fear? That's how Elijah woke up every day. Imagine waking up every day, be like, hey, what's up, Michael? Hey, what's happening, bro? You good today? You know what I'm saying? He's seeing the archangels like you looking at like you looking at Officer Tazadak on Monday. Hey, what's going down, Officer Tazadak? You good? You know what I'm saying? He's seeing Raphael. You know what I'm saying? Raphael. You know what I'm saying? He's seeing the cherubim and the seraphim. Hey, y'all about to go take that message up there? Appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. I was gonna pray, but you got me. Bet. You know what I'm saying? Imagine seeing that every day. You'd move different. Why don't you? Because they there, whether you believe it or not. You ever wonder, like, when you get into an accident and then you step out of your car and then you look at your car and you don't understand how you supposed to be alive? Because it's an angel right there. You know what I'm saying? Or how when you know you were supposed to be somewhere and you didn't go there, and the people that went there, something completely bad happened to them, but for some reason your car didn't start. Or you lost your keys randomly and you never lose your keys. Or you lost your wallet. That's the Lord throwing that pillow to stop you from hitting your head on that corner. Because he's watching. But you have to do what's necessary for him to not only keep watching you, but to hear your cry. Because in the book of Revelation, it says the tears of the saints, you understand, sit under the seat of the Lord. The prayers of the saints fill up the sanctuary of the Lord like incense smoke. And brother, it's so thick in there, he probably can't see. Because there's people hurting down here. But he's holding back his army to give you time. Well, what I need time for, man, I'm messed up down here. Because you're not walking righteously. And if he sent his army down here based off of their rules of engagement, they'd have to kill you. Because you're not willing to kill yourself. You understand? What verse you at?
We're at 15.
All right, you good. Give me and give me 1 Peter 3 and 12.
This is the book of First Peter, chapter 3, verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
For the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous,
Mm-hmm.
and his ears are open unto their prayers.
Mm-hmm.
But the face of the Lord is against them that do evil.
Come on, bro. See, I'm giving you different scriptures from the Old Testament and New Testament. As you see, it's building on the same thing. Because first it's like, well, all you gotta do is fear the Lord and the Lord will watch over you. You know what I'm saying? Now you gotta fear the Lord and be righteous for him to watch over you. You know what I'm saying? And for him to hear your cry. You understand? But then he adds on to that. Oh, I missed one. From you to move from just being mediocre in his eyes to him trusting you to have the weight of a king. Right? Because it's levels to trust and righteousness. You know what I'm saying? You'll start off, like Lazarus. You know what I'm saying? You start off like Lazarus on the side of the road. You feel me? And as the Lord can trust you more and more, he'll give you more and more. You understand? To where you'll get all the way up to where you like Job, and you be like, well, let's see if he really believes. Take it all from him. You know what I'm saying? He knock you back down to Lazarus level. Just see what you gonna do. Okay. He complaining, but he ain't sinning. Because Job was complaining like a mug. You know what I'm saying? The Lord had to come down and check him. He blessed him. He checked him, but he blessed him because he didn't sin. He checked him because he was complaining. Like, bro, first and foremost, all this ain't promised to you. What's promised to you is that you don't die. Are you dead? If you ain't dead, that means each day you got a chance to get it back. Your car get repoed. If you ain't dead, tomorrow you got a chance to get another car. You get fired and you ain't dead, guess what? Tomorrow you got an opportunity to get another job. Maybe you've been working so hard, you need a break. And if the Lord didn't fire you, you'd work yourself into an early grave. Let me regale y'all with a short story. I had a close friend that I grew up with. Her name is Annalyn Wright. You know what I'm saying? Her mother worked for Metro for 40 years. You understand? Her and her husband, they planned their retirement. You understand? And she was like, it was like 2 years before they retired. They went, bought a plot of land, designed a brand new house that they wanted. The old house they had, they was gonna start renting it out. They designed the house exactly how they wanted it. You understand? She ain't missed a day at Metro. You understand? The day that she retired, 2 weeks later, she died. They moved into that house, and 2 weeks later, she died. What is the point of doing all of that work to save to do something that you won't even enjoy? You've been killing yourself for the wrong reason. Sometimes the Lord has to fire you, because if the Lord don't fire you, you gonna work 30 years without taking a vacation. Because I gotta get this overtime, I gotta get this money. Like, bro, you working 18-hour shifts just to make ends meet. That's insane. All right, brother, if you putting in 18-hour shifts 5-6 times a week and you just making ends meet, you hustling backwards. But we do it every single day. And if the Lord don't fire you from that job, you're gonna die there. Just like we on a plantation, because this is slavery. If you're not willing to move because the Lord loves you and he watches over you and he knows what he wants for you, he'll move you. You may not like the move because you're comfortable, but we're not in this to be comfortable. See, Joseph was comfortable. Joseph had to get moved multiple times. You know what I'm saying? He was just following his daddy orders to go check on his brothers. He ended up getting kidnapped, sold into slavery. He was just following his master's orders in his master's house. He rose up in his master's house. The master's wife lied on him, said that he raped him. He get thrown in prison. You know what I'm saying? He just being a good trustee in the prison, got rose up to be the number one trustee over all the prisoners. You know what I'm saying? Two people he looked out for, interpreted the dream. He said, hey, bro, just remember me, bro, when you get out. You know what I'm saying? You know, put in a call for me. You know what I'm saying? Come visit me. Put some money on my books. They forgot about him until they needed it. You understand? But throughout all of this, because he did not forget who his father was, the Lord made sure that he didn't die in these conditions. And then eventually, when the time is right, he's going to move you in position so your people can have transition. Because everything that the Lord does for you, it is not for your own benefit. It's always to help others. You understand? If anything that you're doing is for selfish means, you need to check yourself. If you get blessed with something, you need to be looking, how can I help someone else? How can this be put to someone else? How can I give to make provisions for someone else? Because that is how the kingdom is built. Through us being there for one another. That's the job that Joseph got. The Lord rose him up to be number 2 over the land to make sure everybody had provisions. It wasn't so he can just be like, oh yeah, I'm number 2. Kiss the ring. You know what I'm saying? I got Pharaoh ring. Kiss the ring. You know what I'm saying? You see this ruby? You know what I'm saying? I'm draped in emeralds. You see the new gold he put on me? I'm laced up. It wasn't for none of that. It was for the work. The Lord puts you in a position to work. It ain't to sit back and chill. It's to work. And if you're not willing to work, you're going to stay in the same position that you are in. And then when the Lord comes, you're going to be like that servant that buried his talent in the sand. Anybody know what happened to that servant? Don't nobody know what happened to the servant that buried his talent in the sand? Sapar, you know? I know you know, Sapar. What happened to the servant that buried his talent in the sand? Oh, give Sapar the mic.
So he was kicked out from the party.
You know what I'm saying? And the Lord said, take his talent, give it to the one that had 10, and cast him in prison.
Thou wicked servant.
Thou wicked servant. If you would have at least invested what I gave you, I would have had a return on the investment in which I gave you. But he said, because I know that thou art a hard man, that reapest what thou hast not sowed. I don't care. Everybody got to pay a tax. But hell, if you would have at least invested what I gave you, there would be interest. And you could have given me the interest and still kept the 10th. And if you would have did that, I would have gave you another 10. The Lord has to trust you to be a good steward over the small things. How can you be trusted with a house you can't keep an apartment? How can you be entrusted with a luxury vehicle you can't keep up with your oil change? How can you be entrusted, you know what I'm saying, of having a great Fortune 500 company and you can't file your taxes on time? Or you don't file your taxes at all? Brother, you going to jail. You know what I'm saying? You going to jail. You know what I'm saying? Because first they gonna hit you with a fine. You don't pay the fine. Then they gonna audit you. And then when they audit you and they tell you what you owe and you don't pay, you going to jail. Because heavy is the head that wears the crown. It's all about checks and balances. And the Lord keeps tally of all things in the universe. But you want him to get you a car. He's trying to make sure the sun come up. You worried about a car. Did you eat today? Was you able to get to work? I know it was the bus, but was you able to get to work? You talking to me about a Benz. Can we work on getting you a bike? Or how about a Honda Accord? And I'm talking about a 1990 and it's 2024. It'll get you there. It'll get you to work. It'll get you to work. You know, it may have some holes in the seats. You know what I'm saying? You know, the AC may not work, but it'll get you where you're going. Will you take care of that like it's a Benz, though? You make sure it's clean. Or you going to junk it out? You got to be able to be responsible and accountable. Because if you're not, that means that you don't respect the Lord. And what he say he going to do to you? He going to put his face against you. If anybody know what that means, he going to kill you. All right, give me what I asked for, Aaron. 1 Peter. You already read it? All right, cool. No sweat. All right, let's jump back into it. We had Genesis 42:3.
Come on. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 42, verse 3. And Joseph's 10 brethren went down to buy corn in Egypt. Verse 4. But Benjamin, Joseph's brother, Jacob sent not with his brethren. For he said, lest peradventure mischief befall him. Verse 5. And the sons of Israel came to buy corn among those that came. For the famine was in the land of Canaan. Verse 6. And Joseph was the governor over the land. And he it was that sold to all the people of the land. And Joseph's brethren came and bowed down themselves before him with their faces to the earth.
Now let me ask you a question. All right. What has been the one consistent thing that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob has went through at this point? Does anybody know? Somebody give me Genesis 12:10, and then somebody give me Genesis 26:1. There's something that is consistent that our patriarchs went through. Whoever got 12:10, go ahead and read.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 12, verse 10. And there was a famine in the land. And Abram went down into Egypt.
Oh, that sounds interesting. Okay, well go to 26:1.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 26, verse 1. And there was a famine in the land beside the first famine that was in the days of Abraham. And Isaac went unto Abimelech, king of the Philistines, unto Gerar. Verse 2. And the Lord appeared unto him and said, Go down into Egypt.
Do what?
Go down into Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
Dwell in the land which I shall tell thee of.
Now, why am I bringing this up? Go ahead. Right, but why am I bringing up what happened with Abraham and what happened with Isaac and now what's going on with Jacob? What is the consistent thing that's happening? Right. So why am I bringing that up? Malaki.
Because a famine will happen in the future.
Say it one more time.
Because a famine is on the horizon.
And not just that, but okay. So we know that a famine is on the horizon. I mean, we're in the famine, right? Jacob is sending his sons to go see about getting some corn, right? But why am I bringing up? Man, I almost gave it away. Go ahead, Aaron.
Because their faith is being tried.
You close. What's Psalms 32 and 19 say?
To deliver their souls from death and to keep them alive in death.
He closer to it. All right. The reason why I'm bringing it up is if those that came before you went through it, what make you think you don't got to go through it? Right? Abraham was exceedingly wealthy, right? Because he went through a famine. Because of how he acted when he went through his famine, Lord blessed him, right? Isaac was even more wealthier than his father. But before he got that exceeding wealth, he had to do what? He had to go through a famine. Right? You understand? Now it's Jacob's turn, but he's going through it with his 12 sons, right? So if the patriarchs had to go through tough times to get what they have, what make you think you don't got to? If Joseph, between the ages of 19 and 30 years old, got kidnapped, trafficked, you understand, and thrown in prison, what make you think you ain't gonna go through tough times? And all these things happen before they receive their blessing. Need you to consider those things. When you're walking in this truth, you face a little bit of adversity and you start crying and want to give up the ghost. So this is too hard. I didn't know I was going to sign up for this. Are you really reading scriptures? Because everybody went through a famine. Everybody. Some of them just said F it and lived in famine. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you want to be completely honest, Elijah was homeless. If you want to be honest, you know what I'm saying? He didn't have a mansion. He just roamed from city to city. He was like Forrest Gump when he was running. You know what I'm saying? Just going from town to town. Sleeping where the Lord told him to sleep. Sometimes he just slept out in the field with the crows. He slept in caves. Are you willing to do that? To serve the Lord? To have the power of Elijah, are you willing to sleep in caves? To have the power where bears will come out and maul anybody that talk down upon you because you got a bald head. You understand? Are you willing to sleep in open fields with crows? Something to think about. Something to ponder. You understand? But the reason why I'm bringing this up is what is consistent is it's not if you will go through a hard time. And the Lord is watching to see how you will handle it. All right, keep reading. Get the mic, Yakubad. We back in Genesis. I think you at verse 7.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 42, Verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
And Joseph saw his brethren.
Malachi, get 2 Corinthians 5 and 17. Aaron, get Isaiah 43 and 18. Go ahead.
And he knew them, but made himself strange unto them,
Mm-hmm.
and spake roughly unto them. And he said unto them, Whence come ye? And they said, From the land of Canaan, to buy food. Verse 8. And Joseph knew his brethren, but they knew not him.
Why? Why didn't they know Joseph? Why couldn't they recognize Joseph?
He looked like them.
Why?
Did he change his ways when he was out there?
Why didn't he look like he used to? Sapar, come on. I know Sapar got it.
It's like it, sir, because he was older and he had royal apparel on.
Okay. Stay there. He was older, right? When you grow older, you become what?
Come wiser.
Right. But why is Joseph wiser? And why does he have on royal apparel?
From all the tests and all the adversity that he had to go through the trials that the Most High sent him to, so he can be in the position that he's in at now.
Brother, you a priest. Now, bring me home. Why did his brothers not recognize him? I mean, shoot, I got family that go along. Well, I'm about to give it away. I got family that go a time without seeing me, but when they see me, they recognize me. You. It's going over your head. It's going over your head. All right. Hang on. Me asking this question is gonna give it away. Okay. Sapar, how long have you been in the truth? Okay. Has anything have you ran across people that you've known that ain't recognized you since you've been in the truth? Well, okay. Well, let me ask you this. Have you came across someone while you were in the truth that you knew before the truth and they didn't recognize you?
I was gonna say they recognized me, but they didn't recognize, the strength and the spirit that comes from being in India.
Okay, I accept that. Anybody else? Have you had a situation like that?
One of people recognize me, but I seen a couple folks who didn't know who I was. I was sitting right next to them.
Brother, let me tell you something. People that I grew up with, that I've known my entire life, people, old football teammates, you know what I'm saying? People that I played ball with didn't recognize me because I looked like a completely different person. Because I looked like what I've been through because of the Lord. I looked like a completely different individual. You know what I'm saying? I had to literally be like prime example. Me and Ashard and Pasha's childhood friend came up here. The first time he came up here, he didn't even recognize me. And like we've known each other since we was all 3 years old. And I had to be like, Bailey. And he was like, what? Yeah, man. Bro, I ain't even recognize you, bro. Man, you look completely different. It's because when the Lord's Spirit comes upon you, you become a new creation. This is what Christ was talking about, becoming new creatures and new creations in the Lord. When you truly give your life to Christ and you literally walk with the Lord, you will not look like how you used to look. You will not talk like you used to talk. You will not carry yourself and act the way you used to. You're going to be completely different. Go ahead, support. Give him the mic.
That's why that scripture, John 8:32, is so heavy. Once the scales is removed from your eyes, it's just like, you automatically know it. Just like if you familiar with scriptures and you get a little, man, what scripture? John 8:32 always seems to pop. Is so heavy. When you get in this truth, it will truly set you free. So like,
Get that brother a hand. All right. What you stopped? What verse you stopped? You stopped at 8. Okay, cool. Who got 2 Corinthians 5:17? All right, read that.
It's the book of it's like 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature.
He is what?
A new creature.
He is what?
A new creature.
Right? Look. Bar he said it. You know what I'm saying? He was a different man, born again through the fire. That's right, brother. You understand? Read that again, nephew.
Therefore, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature.
He is a what?
A new creature.
Mm-hmm. Keep reading.
Old things are passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, all things are become new.
I mean, brother. Let's just keep it 100. If you used to smoke all the time, you know what's gonna happen when you start smoking. Your countenance is gonna change. Your skin isn't going to look dark and dim because you're not gonna have smoke in your body. You know what I'm saying? Your countenance will lighten up, right? If you don't drink all the time, you understand? Your eyes won't be jaundiced or bloodshot red. You understand? You'll probably lose weight. You understand? If you stop smoking, you'll probably gain weight. You know what I'm saying? Because most people they smoke to curb their appetite. You understand? So when you stop doing the things that are literally killing you, you physically change. All right. Who holding Isaiah for me? 43:18. And then somebody give me Ephesians 12:24. And somebody give me Revelations 21:4. Go ahead, Aaron. I think you got Isaiah 43:18.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 43, verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
Remember ye not the former things, neither consider the things of old. Verse 19. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall ye not know it?
You understand? So when you're in order to be a new thing, you have to go through the wilderness. Remember last class, I said everything that is created has a season. The most pivotal season for new growth is what? No. Spring is the new growth. Winter, right? What happens in winter? Everything dies. In order for you to grow, all the old things have to die. The old you has to die. You understand? Like every little inkling of you has to die. And believe you me, there's always an inch that tries to rise up every once in a while. And you have to constantly kill it. Because if not, the Lord will have to kill you. And the way he does that is with hell. And we're going to find out what hell is. I sent you some definitions on Messenger. You know what I'm saying? Oh, God, dog. You know what I'm saying? Sapar, your messenger working? All right, no sweat. Who holding Ephesians 4:24 for me?
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 24.
Mm-hmm.
And that ye put on the new man, which after God is created in righteousness and true
Hold on.
holiness,
How was the new man created?
created in righteousness.
In order for you to be a new creation, well, how do you become righteous? Somebody tell me that. How do you become righteous? How? Okay. Thank you, brother. Good night. You know what I'm saying? So, in order for you to become the new man, you got righteous. You got to keep statutes and commandments. That is the only way to kill yourself. You understand? Now, we're not talking about, literally, put a 4-5 to your dome and check out. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about denying your flesh for the Lord, being a perfect sacrifice unto the Lord. All right? Keep reading.
Verse 25.
Mm-hmm.
Wherefore, putting away lying, speak every man truth with his neighbor, for we are members one of another.
All right. Who, let's see, what's the other one I asked for? Who holding Revelations 21 and 4? All right, and then Aaron, get Colossians 3 and 1, and then we'll hop back in Genesis.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes,
Mm-hmm.
and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away.
For the what?
Former things are passed away.
You understand? The example that is given, like if you read a little bit further up, it's talking about, it's giving the example of a woman bearing a child, right? It is a painful task. But afterwards, when they have that bundle of joy, they don't remember that pain anymore because it's passed away. All they have is the blessing before them. You know what I'm saying? That what they call the apple of their eye. You understand? And it makes them forget about the pain that they went through to bring this joy into their life. You understand? So, but in order for that to happen, you got to be righteous, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got to be righteous in the pain. Because when we get into the kingdom, this is going to be a distant memory. You know what I'm saying? In 2 generations, they're going to be like, we were slaves. Ain't no way in hell Papa was a slave. You see how that Negro dress? Ain't no way Papa was a slave. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys are the beginning heads of your houses. You know what I'm saying? You're the first generation of the house of Malakwa. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know how important houses are and the honor and integrity of houses, watch shows like Game of Thrones. You know what I'm saying? Like watch. I'm watching this new show called The Gentleman. It's a spinoff of the movie The Gentleman. You know what I'm saying? They talk about lords and dukes, you know what I'm saying, of different houses and stuff like that. And different houses are known for certain things. And like, and if one of your ancestors brought shame to your house, like they be like, yeah, he cool, but he come from that house. When that Lord did that certain type of thing, this is why it's important to remain honorable at all times. Because you don't want to bring shame to your house. You don't want to have that shame in the records. Because the records are being written right now. Like what we reading about then, they're going to be reading about what you're doing right now. Don't bring shame upon yourself. Don't bring shame upon your descendants. Because these times will be remembered. They will be canonized. They will read about it just like you read the book of Maccabees. They might come up with a new feast day for the day of the Lord. And those that survive. You understand? You don't want that record to show, he made it on a chariot, barely. You know what I'm saying? Because he couldn't let his addiction go. Or you make it on a chariot and then you make it to the wilderness before we get into the kingdom, and the Lord give us our powers, and then you get killed off because it was a test that you failed. Because absolute power sometimes corrupts absolutely. Because people don't know how to handle power. They start to abuse it. Do not forget, you were once without power. You were powerless. So be careful how you wield the authority that the Lord gives you, because he will bring it back to your door and humble you. That's why the golden rule is treat others how you want to be treated. The reason why I treat people how I treat them is because when I was in that condition, I would want someone to treat me like this that didn't treat me like this. Or if I was ever in that condition again, I would want someone to treat me like this. He's always, that's why Christ said, that scripture said, Lord, I love you. Well, if you love me, when I was in prison, did you come visit me? When I was hungry, did you feed me? When I was homeless, did you give me shelter? These are the things that you have to keep in mind. Because to the least of these, you've done under Christ. So like when somebody comes to you in need and you shun them away, how can you call yourself a follower of Christ or a Christian? Because Commander General YAHANNA said, give me the ex-whores, give me the ex-cons, give me the ex-drug addicts. You know what I'm saying? Give me the those that used to be homeless. And let me show you what the Lord will do. I've seen it. I've seen brothers that were outside of their mind and crippled. I use Y.A.H.K as an example all the time. When I met Y.A.H.K was a paranoid schizophrenic, and he was crippled. He couldn't stand straight. He couldn't stand upright. He walked with a cane. He used to hear voices. He used to talk to himself. Now that brother's in his right mind, you know what I'm saying, on his way to, living large, you know what I'm saying, with Yakubad and they new apartment. You know what I'm saying? That brother can do more push-ups and sit-ups than the average man now. You understand? That's what the Lord will do. That brother is a walking miracle. But in order for that pain to just be a fading memory, you got to be righteous in family. Like, it was brothers, shout out to Quinaz, that would literally fight Y.A.H.K demons with him physically. Sometimes it take that type of brotherhood. If you ain't willing to fight your demons, well, I'll fight you. In the words of my father, I'll be damned if I lose you over some bullshit. Salaki. You tripping. And if you feel differently, shoot, you can't whoop me. You know what I'm saying? So either we gonna deal with it, we gonna talk it out, or you just gonna feel a type of way, and then when you get out your feelings, we still gonna talk it out. That's brotherhood. That's love. Regardless of how you feel, we gonna deal. We ain't gonna run from it. You know what I'm saying? If you got a problem, we gonna deal with it. Because if I got a problem, we definitely gonna deal with it. That's what brotherhood is. That's what makes us a family. That's what made, when this came back around with Joseph, when he saw his brothers, because he forgot about him real quick. He was like, he named his son Manasseh because the Lord delivered him from the iniquity that he experienced from his father's house. That's why he named his son that. You know what I'm saying? And then as soon as he say that at the end of the last chapter, who come pulling up to Egypt? His brothers, because they in need. Always remember the Lord will put you in position, not for yourself, but for your brothers, for your sisters, for your mother, for your father. Even though they treat you like a publican and a sinner, like a heathen. Even though you might be a priest, but they still look at you as that weed head, that drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? That degenerate, that ex-con, whatever they used to look at you, that alcoholic. But it's going to come a time and place where because of your position, they're going to need you. You can't treat them like they treated you because that isn't righteous. All right, let's get back to it.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 42, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
And Joseph remembered the dreams which he dreamed of them.
Hold on, he did what?
Remembered the dreams of which he dreamed of them.
What? Anybody remember the dream that Joseph had? What was the dream? Give it the mic.
When the grains was bowing down to him.
You know what I'm saying? Not only when the grains was bound down to him, you understand? It had it to where his grain grew taller than all the other grains, and then the grain bent down to him. And here he is sitting in his chair, taller than all of them, and they're bowing down before him. See, the Lord will give you a vision of how something is going to play out. You know what I'm saying? He got kidnapped at 19. Here he is, 30 years old. You understand? That's 11 years. That's crazy. 11 years for a vision to come true. You understand? And that's how it happened. It would be like deja vu, like, dang, I had a dream about this. And as quick as you remember, then it's gone because it don't matter no more. It's time to get to work. People get so caught up in the supernatural. Like, man, you know, I want to dream walk. I want to astral project. I want to be in the fourth dimension. Okay, yeah, that's great. But what about your work in the third dimension, though? I mean, yeah, okay, you went and hollered at Metatron, and you know, you saw Yemi Ya and Obata La, and you know, you saw Papa Legba at the four corners. You know what I'm saying? In the fourth dimension, but what work have you done in the third dimension? We still got people under the 45 bridge right now. It's a sister right now on the corner. I passed up on the way over here, strung out on drugs with a sign. It's a brother right there at that shell asking for bill. You know what I'm saying? What stock, what credit do you have from the Lord in the third dimension? You so ready to go to the fourth. I promise you're not ready to go to the fourth dimension. I guarantee you. You can you can go to the Akashic records and look up all your last lives and all of that. You so focused on the past and trying to get into the supernatural future. But in order to get there, you got to have credit here. What's your credit? What is your spiritual credit score in the third dimension right now? Some of y'all is in the 300s. And y'all trying to go to the fourth dimension. I promise you do not want to go to the fourth dimension with a spiritual credit score over 300. I promise you that. You're not gonna like the results that you get. You gonna go try and get your mansion in the kingdom, and the Lord gonna be like, I need you I need you over here in the sunny side in the acres homes in the kingdom. That's all your spiritual credit can get you. And you're gonna be a garbage man, living check to check. Keep reading.
And said unto them, ye are spies in the land the nakedness of the land. Verse 10. And they said unto him, Nay, my Lord, but to buy food are thy servants come.
Bro, you know what's crazy about this? Jacob said, what? And like the dream that he told him, he was like, so you think that me, your father, and all your older brothers and your stepmother, you think that we gonna be calling you Lord and bowing down to you? And what they all calling them right now? Lord, my Lord. Bro, I'm like I said, I'm watching this show, the Gentleman. You know what I'm saying? It's an awesome show. Y'all should check it out. It's live. But anyway, I'm saying that to say this. So the father died. He had two sons, right? You know, he had an older son and the younger son. Now, what is stereotypically the rule of an estate when a father passes away? Who does it go to?
The oldest son.
It's supposed to go to the oldest son, right? But in the will, it went to the second son because the oldest son was an F-up. You understand? Now, is that spiritual? Is that righteous? It is? Give me an example. Get that brother a hand. Hey, Isaac and Ishmael. You understand? Ishmael's the oldest, but he wasn't the chosen son. Esau is the oldest. He wasn't the chosen son. You understand? Abraham wasn't the oldest either, but he wasn't the chosen son. So these are second sons that have gotten inheritance of the Lord. Many are called, but few are chosen. You can be the firstborn. Hell, Reuben was the firstborn son. He lost the firstborn right when he slept with his daughter, with his father's wife. Judah ended up getting that right. This is why it's important to remain righteous at all times. 9 times out of 10, the people that get the power are the people that don't want it. Those are the people that make the best leaders, the people that don't want the responsibility because they understand the weight of it. The people that want the power 9 times out of 10, those are the ones that are probably going to squander it and abuse it. Like, bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't want no response. I don't want no more responsibility. I don't want to be a captain. I don't. I see how much Captain Yatazak phone ring. I'm good, bro. I don't see how he do it. I don't. I mean, just a little bit. I mean, don't get twisted. I love all of y'all. I want to say that. Israel, I love y'all. But the amount of phone calls I get, it's enough. Brother, it's enough. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? But I didn't want to be a 5,000 either. I didn't choose to become 1,000. You know what I'm saying? But at every step of the turn, whenever work was required, I stepped up to it because it had to be done. And wasn't nobody else going to do it. That's the type of man you got to be. That's the type of son you got to be. The Lord needs something done, just do it. Don't make no excuses. Don't complain. Just do it. It ain't going to feel good, but the quicker you get done with it, the quicker it'll be over. Just do it. All right? Keep reading.
Verse 13. And they said, Thy servants are 12, brethren, the son of one man in the land of Canaan. And behold, the youngest is this day with our father, and one is not. Verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
And Joseph said unto them, That is it that I spake unto you, saying, Ye are spies?
Mm-hmm.
Verse 15. Hereby ye shall be proved by the life of Pharaoh forth hence, except your youngest brother come hither. Verse 16. Send one of you, and let him fetch your brother, and ye shall be kept in prison, that your words may be proved, whether there be any truth in you, else by the life of Pharaoh ye are spot.
Verse 17.
Verse 17. And he put them all together in word the day, 3 days.
No, read that one more time.
Put them all together into word.
No, that's not what that word says.
Into ward.
Ward.
Into ward.
What is a ward? Does anybody know what a ward is? It's prison. Right? All right. Dang, Sapar wouldn't made his rounds. All right, cool. All right. Does anybody know what hell is? It's what?
Condition.
It's a condition. Right? How do you know that?
Scripture.
What scripture?
What scripture?
No sweat. I'm a read. What just happened? I'm gonna read to you a definition. Right now, this is from the Black's Law Fourth Edition Dictionary. Okay, this is the definition of hell. All right, hell, from the Black's Law Dictionary, the name formerly given to a place under the execution chamber where the king's debtors were confined. So hell is what? Prison. You understand? He sentenced his brothers to hell because of a debt. Right? One thing that you got to understand, the reason why we have prisons is because of debt. Right? Everything that you do when you break the law, it has a fine. Right? So, like prime example, like my she just had to deal with a speeding ticket. Well, not a speed. What was it? Ran a stop sign, right? You know what I'm saying? Which incurred a fine, right? And then that fine had other fines. When you go to court, guess what you got to pay? Court costs, right? And then if you go to court, you know what I'm saying? They be like, oh, looks like the last time you were in court, you had some other court costs. Oh, I think you got a warrant too. It's a capious warrant. Okay. Stoplight, capious warrant, court costs $1,500. You got that? Oh, you don't have it right now? All right, we have two options. All right. You can do deferred adjudication. You can you have mandatory community service. Let's see, you owe $1,500. Our payment is 75 cents a day. Let me do my calculations real quick. How many hours you will owe? Let's see, $1,500 divided by 75 cents. You owe 2,000 hours in community service. Oh, and you'll still have to pay a surcharge annually for 3 years at $500. Would you like to do that cash, credit, or check? We need the $500 now. Oh, you don't have the $500 now? Let's see. $500 divided by... That's gross. Mm-hmm. See? And then if you can't pay that, guess where you gonna go? You're going to jail. To pay your what? Debt to society. The government. Everything has a fine. You remember I gave the example last class. If you get a DUI, if you got 10 bands, you'll never see jail. When you go to court, if you got $10,000, you'll never see jail. You might be on probation for maybe like 6 months, but you'll never see jail. That's why these rich kids, they get DUIs like it's nothing. You be seeing the white kids with the ankle monitor, and they be having the little breathalyzer to start their car. That's because they didn't got too many DUIs, and they just got 10. They wipe their butt with $10,000. Oh, it's just 10,000. I'll just give it to my lawyer. You know what I'm saying? For a murder case, you need minimum $1 million just to fight the case. Just to fight the case. It's not to beat the case. That's to stay out to fight it. Because your bond gonna be $1 million. You know what I'm saying? And then you gotta pay your lawyer. Like there was a brother that used to be in the school. He got hit with a it wasn't well, hey, what it wasn't vehicular manslaughter, what vehicular assault, right? He got into an accident, hit somebody, and you know, he was a nurse, and he didn't hit him and run. You know what I'm saying? The people that he hit, they got hurt real bad and they sued him. You know what I'm saying? The lawyer did a lawsuit for vehicular assault. You know what I'm saying? And he's a nurse. So, you know, his nurse's license is on the line because you get a felony, it's a wrap. They take your license, you can't practice no more. You know what I'm saying? When the brother was still in the school, the amount that he had paid his lawyer, he said it had amounted to $50,000 to fight the case. Like he going to work, mind you, he still got to pay his rent. He still got to, you know, pay all his bills. But he got to pay this lawyer. And mind you, all the lawyer is doing is resetting the trial date. Like you're paying him to literally keep you out of jail. All they do is they keep resetting it, because 9 times out of 10, the lawyers are in cahoot. You know what I'm saying? You're paying him to reset it. He's paying the DA. You know what I'm saying? Like they're all in cahoots. And then you go to him like, look, man, I can't pay you no more money. I was like, well, I mean, if you don't pay me, you know, I can't represent you no more, and you're gonna have to go to trial. I was like, but I thought that's what I was paying you for, to defend me in trial. I was like, man, I'm trying to put the case together for you. I gotta talk to the doctors, gotta talk to their attorney, gotta go talk to the judge, because all lawyers are negotiators. That's why the district attorney has a 98% conviction rate when they go to trial, because lawyers don't ever go to trial. They negotiate outside of trial. If they go to trial, you getting convicted. You gotta have a cold lawyer, because all they do is negotiate deals. This is what he's presenting his brother with: deal or no deal. You know what I'm saying? You saying he know who they are, but I want you to prove it. and y'all owe me a debt. What's the debt that his brother's on? 11 years. You know what I'm saying? Y'all tripping over 3 days? I've been in prison for 11 years. Y'all crying over 3 days. I had to go. Y'all want corn, right? I mean, I had to go through hell for 11 years to get where I am. Y'all can't do 3 days for corn? Jesus. I thought you was my big brother. I thought you was big bro. You know what I'm saying? If you owe a debt, you will go through hell. Understand that spiritually. When you break the law, statutes, and commandments, there's a penalty. There's a debt that has to be paid for your sins. So you will go through hell for it. It could be a small infraction. You might just get a flat tire. You know what I'm saying? A random bill might come and put your account in negative. You know what I'm saying? There are small infractions that happen. If it's a test, it might hit you, but you got it. You don't want to pay it, but you got it. Judgment is it hits you when it hurt, and you don't got it. The Lord takes something from you to hurt you, like your children, and put you on child support. That's a curse in the Bible. I don't know if y'all know. It's just in the Bible. It said to take your children, you know what I'm saying? You'll see them no more. Another man lie with your wife. I mean, how many brothers have been with women and those women are with other men now? That's a curse, It's not supposed to be that way. Y'all supposed to be together forever. We have a cursed mentality now. You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying, brother, go home and work that out with your wife, or sis, go home and work that out with your husband. Man, F him. F her. Get you a new boo, new you. You know what I'm saying? I can do bad all by myself. We're in this cancel culture. And as a people, we have been canceled. As a nation, we have been canceled. To where Israel is no more in remembrance. Crafty counsel. But what's crazy is, in all the other nations, what's the number one value? Family values. You go to Japan, what do they have? Family values. Even in poverty, you go to China, what do they have? Family values. Indonesia, family values. India, family values. Russia, the mob, what do they have? Family values. The Italians, family values. The Ukrainians, family values. Africans, family values. The French, the Europeans, what do they have? Family values. Dukes, lords, houses, family values. But what do Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans have? Nothing. So we don't value each other. Have you seen a homeless Arab? I've never seen one. Have you ever seen a homeless Chinese person in America? I've never seen one. Never. Have you ever seen a homeless Japanese person in America? I've never seen one. Have you ever seen a homeless African in America? I've never seen one. Never. Never seen it. You want to know why? They have family values. They would never allow their people in a foreign land to look or make them look bad. Now, over there in their country, that's different. But here, we got to stick together. We can find you a job. You can sweep up somewhere. We will hide our shame from other nations. We have shame, but we're not going to allow them to see it. We allow our people to look crazy on the corner. We allow our people to be strung out on the corner. You know what the other nations do? They put their people in rehab so they can't be seen on the corner. And even when they don't get it right, guess what they keep doing? Them sending them back to rehab over and over and over again. Rehab is like a country club. But nah, we let our people be destroyed, look destroyed. We don't value our communities. We got hoods. We don't have communities. We don't have neighborhoods. We have hoods. We have projects. Gotta have family values, man. We're gonna pause right here. It's 8:24. Let's see if there's any questions on here. Yeah, I hear you, sis. Sis says, gotta pay them tithes. I understand. All right. Anybody got a question before we get up out of here? Nope. All right. All right. So with that, Amajim, which means to stand. Sar, which means to turn. We're gonna face the east. Repeat after me. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Qudash, Shemka, Yahweh, Malak with Ka, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Hayah, Aisha, Baal Ratazah, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathan Lanau, Lacham, Call, Yawam, Wasalak now, Kabawak now, Kasalak now, Kabawak now, Wala'ah, Tabi Ayan now, Banasaya 1, Abal, Habashaya now, Mayan, Rai, Kayub, Lakub, Hamalakwa, Waha Allah, Wahata Para, La'awalamium, Aman, in the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth, as is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Sar, turn and face the front. Give a courtesy salute to the brothers, then to the sisters. Men of Israel, by the Shabbat, Majid, Raul Ban Shem Yahal Shah Brakatah. Yadmatah, Sar, turn and face the sister. Men of Israel, by the Shabbat, Majid, Ra, Yahweh Shema Ban Shem Yahal Shah. Yadmatah, dismiss.